I know the baby needs shoes, but I gotta show. Let me do what I do. I'm all on the road, I gotta argue with you. And girl, we gon' blow. Don't you get that view? Well, if you believe, then why you acting like that? And girl, they gon' talk, baby, let them chat. Oh, you wanna walk? I thought you had my bag. But girl, you gon' crawl with money tall like Shaq. If you believe, then won't you be my boo? Gotta call Tyrone, that's worth the Badu. When shots get thrown, but baby, I ain't got the flu. Rather be in my zone and on the phone with you. Unless you believe in me.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Haiku Hour. I go by B Queen. I ain't got no claps. Oh, God. Where my claps at? I ain't got no claps. I got manual clappers. Welcome to the March edition of the Haiku Hour. I go by B Queen, and we have our guests in the building, Leon, I'm going to say in company, because we're going to have Leon introduce y'all. Welcome, Leon.
Hey, thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. I've got my oldest son, so I'm Leon the fourth.
Okay.
And this is Leon the fifth. We also call him Cinco. And my only daughter, Casey. Yep.
Cinco. Oh.
Live in the building. How we feeling?
Oh, we blessed. We blessed. How we
There it
doing?
is. There it is.
Huh?
Was I too far away?
No, you good. You good. You good. Now you made me mess up Cassie's introduction. How you doing, Miss Cassie? How you doing?
Casey.
Casey, excuse me.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Leon,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me about Leon.
Tell you about me. So, born and raised St. Louis, Missouri. I'm, born 1973. Just turned 50 last year.
Okay.
Went to mostly U City school district. Graduated U City High School, class of '92. Went to Rankin Technical College straight out of high school. Took up carpentry and building construction. Then worked as a union carpenter for 5 years. Got picked up by. Hold on. Something happened before I got picked up by the next company.
Oh.
I became a father.
Oh, okay.
I married their mom.
Don't leave that out.
No, I can't. I'm trying to give you the. I was giving you like just the
Chronological,
professional
yeah.
stuff, and then I said, "Hold on, I gotta stop for a second." So, dated their mom. I think 4 years. We ended up getting married. They both were born. Then I got picked up by the Roberts brothers.
Oh, wow.
And ran their construction for 12 or 13 years. And then started my own company and focused on historic restoration, primarily in North St. Louis.
Okay. You familiar with the Delmore Divide?
I am very familiar with the Delmar Divide.
Come on, educate me. What's up?
Educate you on the Delmar Divide?
I know something, but just,
Educate us. I'm sure there's others like myself that are listening that aren't.
Well, as you know, I wrote a whole poem about the city of St. Louis, its history, as it relates to all the racial disparities in this city that have existed. I mean, since before it became a city. The Delmar Divide. What is interesting, a lot of folks don't understand, and hopefully you'll even say, "Oh my God, I didn't know that." But do you guys know where Delmar came from? The name Delmar, the street name.
Nope.
All right, so it is Delaware and Maryland. There were two friends that owned land, white friends, that owned land where Delmar currently sits. One friend lived on the south side of Delmar, the other friend lived on the north side of Delmar, or what would become Delmar. The one friend was from Delaware, the other friend was from Maryland, so they called it Delmar. But what's interesting about that, in this city that was so instrumental in the Civil War, and we'll get into that in a second, but you look at Delaware being a Union state, and you look at Maryland as being a Confederate state, right?
Right.
A conservative state. And this city is the most unionized Confederate city that there is in the United States. This city was the capital of Missouri during the Civil War, and when the Union was trying to win the Civil War, it came to Missouri, to St. Louis specifically, and said, "Hey, join us so we can, take over this country." And I said, "Sure, as long as you compromise and let us keep our slaves."
Always a compromise. God.
That's
How
so,
Delmar.
so that's the Delmar divide.
Our children. What do you think about that? Your dad is full of
Yeah, it's always a good time hanging around him. You mess around, get a history lesson out of nowhere. Because I surely didn't know.
Yeah.
Delmar was Delaware and Maryland, and then it gets a lot deeper, as he continued to explain. So.
Highly educated man, for sure. You definitely can learn a lot of things from him.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at him,
Whatever that means.
Yes, I see it in him. I think I see it in him.
That is hilarious.
So how long have you been in construction?
Since I was 12.
Since you was 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that deserves an applause. So I mean, did you grow up around a family of all construction workers and?
So on mostly on my mother's side, the men on that side of the family were in construction, like always. But my parents bought, my mother and my stepfather, who raised me, so my father, they bought a property. Their first investment property was on the north side, on Salisbury,
Okay.
right in Hyde Park. And man, it seems like I spent if I wasn't at school or at baseball practice, it seemed like I was working on that house. It was a 2-family.
Wow.
Yeah. So every weekend, summer, going through tenants, and you go through a tenant, then you got to clean it up and you got to redo flooring or paint, stuff like that.
And you were a kid during this time, so did you know that's what you wanted to do as you progressed in life?
I didn't. I started doing it. My father was the one who convinced me to do it. And I started liking it. I was just like working with my hands and creating stuff. The first thing I actually built as a carpenter when I was a teenager was a jungle gym for my younger siblings.
Oh, wow.
But it came with instructions. It
Oh,
wasn't
I mean, nonetheless,
yeah,
you built
Yeah,
it.
but it was wood, so I had to like cut everything to length and put it together. Me and my brother Omar did it.
And that's what I'm talking about, like the safety things. You're a kid at this point,
I'm
right?
a teenager.
Okay, you're a
But
teenager.
I had shop class back then.
Oh, I miss
We had
shop.
shop
They
class.
don't have shop class, boy.
we
These
grew
days.
up with shop, so
Oh my God, they don't
yeah, I
have
think
shop
that was the
class.
first place I ever hit my thumb with a hammer was in
Remember the
shop.
vice? Remember the vice?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they taking me back in the day. I feel old.
And shop, so real estate and you're in the real estate also?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So you got a lot of property around St. Louis, or do you just buy it and rehab it, or?
So I am a budding developer. I haven't fully developed any real estate yet.
Okay.
So I own 3 pieces of real estate in North St. Louis, or I'm part owner of a couple of pieces of real estate. And one of my properties that's partially, one of my pieces of property is partially developed. We use for event space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got me and my partner actually looking for another place to do this.
Okay.
So we might be in touch with
Yeah,
you. Said you
that's
guys, cause
definitely-
we looking for something in North County too.
Well, it's in North City. It's
North
on the
City?
North side, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll look there too.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the entrepreneur side of what it is that you do.
Man, the hell that's on earth.
Oh, that it is.
Okay.
But no, it's not all bad. But there's a lot of challenges in entrepreneurship, particularly in this city, for reasons we already kind of glossed over. So without glossing over some of those reasons, I'll give you a little background. When I graduated Rankin and went straight into the Carpenters Union, went in as a second-term apprentice and was building houses, framing up houses out in Chesterfield.
Okay.
Worked for a company called F.J. Maselli, Italian company, and had never heard of nigger board or nigger board
Okay.
until I went to
Wow.
work for these guys.
Okay, you gonna have to explain
I gotta
what
explain
is.
it,
Yeah,
right?
I want to know what
Well,
that. Yeah.
so it was a big joke for them. But do you remember in the 90s, so this was like 94, before the, after you frame up a wall and put the plywood on, there was a black panel. There was an insulation panel that went over the plywood before the siding went up, right?
Okay.
If you try to think back to when they were building houses like that with the black, anyway, that's what they called.
That's what they called
Yeah.
that black board.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. And they thought it was funny.
They thought it was super funny.
That's an inside joke for them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
y'all
it
motivated
really-
by what your dad
It really
do?
been
Oh,
inside.
for
man.
sure.
Y'all doing anything?
Yeah.
What y'all doing?
I was working with him since I was, 12, 13.
Okay.
And off and on now, because I do have my own life. So,
Right.
But, yeah.
So you're into carpentry too?
Not necessarily.
I'll show one. Just let me see your
I
thumb.
could definitely unbuild a house and build it back. So
It's like unbuild that thing.
That's all right. Keep it in the family. That's real good. So I see the book there. So you're also an artist too?
A writer.
Writer?
Yeah, there's a lot of poems and stuff in here.
Okay.
I want to make sure I finish addressing the question about entrepreneurship.
Go
right?
with it. Go with it.
So-
My bad.
No, it's okay. So,
We need a reversal buzzer for you because you gotta listen, brother. You gotta listen. I'm just
but no.
rewinding.
So I was in the union, and shortly after I found out what that black board was with F.J. Maselli, I got put with another company, and within a few months of being put with it was a black-owned company, Finger and Son Construction, and we were down in the LaSalle housing projects. Was that right, LaSalle? It was off of. It was on the other side of Tucker from the old Peabody.
Oh,
highway.
yeah, we know about them.
There was like some low-rise projects. Anyway, it was our job to go in and put in new plywood roofs on all the projects, right? So it was like, man, spring, summer, it was hot as hell. But I got promoted to foreman within like a month, and I was still an apprentice myself. So just always just a real humble and hard-working guy, you know. I got picked up by the Roberts brothers after being in the union for 5 years, and learned a whole different side of construction. I became kind of an entrepreneur within their organization.
Okay.
And
Entrepreneur. I like that.
yeah. So I ran the construction company for the Roberts. In fact, it was called ROC, which was Roberts O'Hara Cooperative.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the ROC. You know, the ROC.
Right.
Okay.
But that was my first experience dealing with unions on that side of the table. And in all honesty, what I learned as an apprentice in the union versus what I learned as on the developer general contractor side of the union, no matter what, you still need it. Like that's what I learned.
Ooh.
I'm being real. And, you know, I feel like that aspect of St. Louis has gotten better because it has to. Like, they don't have a choice but to bridge that gap right now. They're reaching their hands out saying, hey, we're trying to recruit from your community. But a lot of people are still, like myself and younger folks, like I know guys his age that went to the Carpenters Union and said, you know, probably didn't hear the same type of stuff I heard, but still felt it the same way I felt it. You know?
Right.
You don't view that as tokenism? You know, let's get a little black face to try to promote them higher up.
You know, I definitely,
Okay.
but let's look at it from the positive side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the schools that they have.
Correct.
We don't have the training
Right.
facilities that
Correct.
they have.
Right.
They have a
Right.
wealth of resources, and they're literally saying to us, look, we effed up.
Mm-hmm.
We need help. This city is growing. I don't know if y'all see all these cranes in the central corridor. This city is growing, and if we don't do something locally to recruit from local communities, they're going to be foreigners, and they're going to be from other cities, and they're going to come and take all this business.
Right.
So the unions don't want to lose that. So it's scramble time. Let's get them on board.
And don't get me wrong, tokenism can be a good or bad thing, but when you're selected, how are you going to use it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they won't be surprised if you fail.
No.
So use it wisely. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So I dig that.
Yeah. So back to the entrepreneurship piece. In a city like St. Louis, when you are, I guess, trying to be independent, there are so many channels that try to choke off your independence, and I'll just leave it at that.
What y'all think? Casey, Cinco.
What's going on? Look, you can go first, sis.
Well, I mean, exactly what he said. Yeah,
You look up to him as a role model?
for sure.
Because
For
I
sure.
know y'all see around y'all age group that most parents are not as active as they like to be in homes, and hopefully you go home and you reflect like, wow, my dad is doing something. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you consider him as a hero, so I'm not gonna.
He's something to brag about for sure.
Oh yeah, look, I always be thinking, it's a lot of fathers out there, but I don't know of one that's like my pops. Honestly, like that, I grew up respecting my pops. Like
You got
an all button or something. What's going on?
Talking about a teardrop.
look, the Clorox will get a little dangerous. But
I was saying, that was
but
nice.
you mentioned the key word tokenism.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to tie all this in together, but it was a few different topics spoke on.
Yeah.
Tokenism, I think, it's interesting, like how everybody's kind of categorized, but everybody, it's like we're all one and the same, but we're all different in our avenues of life, like where we got directly placed. Even though everybody, it takes two to create, and then it's usually one, or if it's twins, then it's that's triplets and so on.
Yeah.
But that's a rare case, and it's interesting how different stuff is just categorized, and like you mentioned a while back, like they see you as just a nigger, or because I know that from myself, just how my skin color, my melanin, that's definitely been, that energy has been directed at myself. And if you look at the complexion of my father, or my pops, it's like it's interesting.
He can pass.
It's he would
Wasn't
pass
like
as a minority for sure.
Right.
And then it's I don't want to say interesting, but it's that tokenism, that categorization is definitely in effect just off of strength of his complexion or nationality, and the same with all of us really.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, even if you have if you're of a Caucasian descent, you are put into your own categorization, no matter where you place that in this life. So, and I didn't speak of carpentry. I think my first time I helped my dad work, I was about 13, 14.
Okay.
And seeing him start his own company influenced me at my earlier years, like 18 to 24, to want to start my own. I'm 26 now.
Okay.
So it made me want to get into my own walk of entrepreneurship and doing simply what I enjoy to do, because it was fun to actually work with him. Doing carpentry. I remember we were at this building on Page, which is a pawn shop. That was probably one of the first projects we ever did. I helped him build some stairs. And I actually walked up those same stairs, and I was thinking, I'm like we actually built these steps, like it was because it got turned into a pawn shop.
Y'all better stop playing.
He took a picture
Oh,
of some concrete that he and my younger son helped me do.
Oh, well, I dig it. Y'all got a motto, like, with your company? You got a company, right? Or
I mean, I think my motto, or it's another word
vision
I'm thinking
statement,
of.
mission statement?
Don't stop slanging that hammer.
There it is. I say
Swinging that hammer.
Well, we can take that many ways.
I say mine.
I'm just saying.
You can though.
Oh my God.
That's that categorization right there.
There you go.
But I'll say change it tomorrow. That's my motto or
Yeah.
a slogan that I have within my company. Still building in the building stages. I'll say, but at least for where I'm at right now. But change it tomorrow because I mean every day we are where we at. So changing it means like currently, like the ing means
Yeah.
currently, like happening, like it's actually
Ongoing.
occurring. That ing is key and so while we're in the present moment, it's literally a present that like what we're doing right now can change the trajectory of tomorrow. So it's a common saying I done heard, dreams don't work unless you do. So I feel like every single day that's what I want to put my time into, no matter what I did.
I'm trying to cry tears of joy. You heard this? This
Yes, I
is
do.
legacy talking, man.
Yes, I do.
Do you hear this legacy
Yes, I
talking
do.
over here?
Yes, I
I'm
do.
just saying, man. Like,
Yes,
shout
I
out
do.
to you, man.
Right on.
Yeah, and it has to be humbling to be able to sit here with your kids and hear them talk to you, talk about you, and have enough knowledge of you to actually, articulate it exactly what it is that you do, and feel good about what it is and how it has affected them in their lives also. So kudos to that, man. And,
You love the clap.
That's
don't
right.
you?
Yeah.
Well, I met this. Huh? Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
So you can contract them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have your business and things like that. So do you teach them, do you also encourage and teach the financial, like really teach them the financial overhead and what they are actually getting themselves into when they come into this business, understanding how to monetize and, you know what I'm saying,
Your
continue
skills.
to build.
Yeah.
Continue
Okay,
to
and
build, also being
go ahead there.
being responsible with the financial portion of it. Does that make sense?
No, it
Because
totally
a lot of
makes sense.
times we see the contractors come out, yeah, you'll get your money, you'll get this payment up front, you start working and then somebody else come along. Now you done stop another job, do another job, but because you saying, oh, you don't have money. You know what I mean? So just, are we teaching them the financial of it as well, the overhead that comes off all of this when you have a business like that?
Right, and before you answer that, let me, because they can't hear the question
Oh,
that
okay,
she
go
asked.
for
So
it. Yeah, go
what
for it.
what the question that the studio audience, young lady in the audience, was asking was, are you teaching your kids the financial side of the business also?
So if we're keeping everything a buck, I'm still learning the financial side
Okay.
of the business.
Okay.
All right. But my oldest son graduated with a degree in criminal justice with a focus in forensic accounting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
at some point, I would love for him to take the accounting piece of one of the businesses at least, and just take it and run
Right,
with
to
it.
bring that in so
Yeah.
that they'll have that part of the business also,
Right.
which was a great question
Yeah.
too, which is very important if you want to teach them the part about the business of how to be a carpenter or in the real estate or something. You have to also knowledge them up about the financial part of it and how to deal with the money and buying materials and
it's a
all
big
that.
deal.
So all that is very
Man.
important when you
Business
getting into
credit.
that kind of business. Yes, yes. Okay, now let's talk about this writing thing, man. So
Let me interject.
Okay.
I got to tell you how I met the young man. Before
All right,
I mean,
well.
because we have a poetry reading. We just had our grand opening. We do poetry reading, and poetry reading focus on people just literally reading from their craft. I'm a military veteran. I have certain disabilities in regards to my memory, and I love poetry. So it was a point of time where I was going to quit poetry because I could not memorize what I want to do. So it was very discouraging, and it affected me psychologically. So years passed. Long story short, we did a poetry reading, and we want people to feel comfortable about their craft. And that's where I met Mr. O'Hara. And he read a wonderful chronological historical piece, and I was just in awe. So I was like, man, I need you here on the show. I need you on the show. I want, okay.
right.
All right,
All right.
Cass, go on and say what you want to say to the brother.
Yeah. So how long have you been writing, and how much writing have you done?
So I've only been writing really since about a year ago.
Okay.
I started journaling initially, like a lot of folks. Man, I don't even. Every time I talk about what the pandemic did, I feel like I find out something else, right? So at the height of the pandemic, a couple of things happened. My ex-wife, recent ex-wife, moved back here from Chicago, and she helped me with my company, right?
Okay.
We'd gotten up to 15 people, either employees or independent contractors that we hired on a weekly basis at the height of the pandemic, and man, it was like dominoes, one by one, maybe two by three, like just started dropping off.
Oh no!
And people just started, really going crazy, and it was, customers were going crazy. It was a really crazy time. And so after I started my company in 2010, went full time with it in 2011. Height of the pandemic was what, 21?
2019, 2020.
2020, okay. It did some more stuff in 21 though, some like price escalation.
Oh yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
all
Inflation
that,
was crazy.
and that was another big problem with the company. So anyway, fell into a bit of a depression because I put so much of my life into building this company.
Yeah.
And like my kids will tell you, like, I would be cool just going to swing a hammer for myself or going to work for somebody, punch somebody's clock. I could easily pull 6 figures as a project manager.
I know.
Like tomorrow, if I want to go get a job as a PM, I could pull it.
Right.
But that is not the same as building a legacy
True.
for your children.
Facts,
right? So
facts.
My
Right,
thing has
right,
been
right,
for the
right.
past however many years, when you build this thing up, and then to put all that into it for that amount of time for something that nobody saw coming. Well,
I think some people saw it.
I won't
They
say-
patent it. They patent it.
Yeah, right. The pandemic.
Right.
I guess it was
Yes,
saw-
let's-
seen coming. But I didn't see it coming.
Right.
And to have something like that come and snatch the rug from beneath you, it put me into a little bit of a headspace of depression, right? But I know a God,
Come on now.
All right now.
That's it.
and so
That's it. Writing's therapeutic. Writing's therapeutic.
visions that He blessed me with,
Yeah.
I would not have had it not been for the crap that I went through. And so I started journaling initially, and then I started writing poetry. Didn't realize I was a poet.
Downstairs.
Yeah. Didn't realize I was a poet until that. So, yeah.
I think you always been one. It's all about expression. You gotta think about it. You went through a lot. The marriage, the constructions, the building, your children, the legacy. You've always been that. It's all about how am I gonna get it out there. What do you guys think about the pandemic? Was you guys affected?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. My baby was born in 2019, so that was literally November 2019. That was right before
Oh.
the pandemic hit.
Wow.
Like, what, a month or two before?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So I was, but I wasn't necessarily. I was being a stay-at-home mom,
Right.
and just doing stuff around the house. But it didn't really affect me in any type of way. I mean, the pandemic was like a pandemic, okay? So it wasn't
like
too bad.
that.
It wasn't
Yeah.
too bad.
Right.
Like, it was a lot of stuff going on, and I don't care about going outside, partying and all that. I mean, I got a newborn.
Right.
I get out when I want to, or hey, I can go buy me a $20 bottle at
Right.
the liquor store if I need it, and I just kick it by myself. But yeah, it ain't affect me too bad.
she was like,
I'm
mask
waiting on the
up.
next one.
Oh no, not the next one.
I mean, they got these trends. I mean, they actually
Not the next one.
I heard actually through the 2020 pandemic, it said a lot of people get rich in recessions.
That's true.
And so the Great Depression happened in the 1930s. We in year 2024.
Yep.
So 100 years later, it's looking like one could real life happen with thinking of gold, like what happened in the 1930s.
Yep.
As far as stuff like you got it on the wall, crypto, all of that's all in our face. So something is bound to happen. Sis say it was just like a pandemic I feel like the year 2020 is what helped me say I wanted to be an entrepreneur, because there's just so many different avenues you could choose to find what's comfortable for you. So that's I guess my spill or my take on the topic.
So are either one of you writers also?
Oh yes, I do poetry, and I'm also a rapper and a producer. I do freestyles mainly now, just because I've been doing it for some years at this point. But I started off writing, or really, I started off as a writer, but it was more like typing. I had my phone and I just typed down a verse in my notes. Ended up going. My first time I ever recorded was in a studio, my uncle's home studio, and I like to think back on like the way I evolved over the years. So yeah, that's where I am. What about you, sis?
Yeah, I journal, and I mean I done wrote a few little songs, little pieces of something back in my day.
All right, now.
She's only in her 20s, but I
My day.
I see.
But no, I like to journal. That's my healing, my safe space.
So when you freestyling, is that memory based, or are you not writing it down? What if you want to go back to it? Be like, ooh,
Record it.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the question. Well, do you have anything recorded?
Oh yes, I'd be honored to play something, or even do a freestyle. But so when I record it in my home studio, I got to get some new equipment at the moment. But it is in a sense it's memory based. But I feel like it's a certain amount of words that you know and a certain amount of things you've experienced within life. And that's what I talk about. I talk about who I am, who I want to be, what I've done. What I've experienced, and I like to overall just make it manifest through the words I speak, because it's power in the tongue, power in the mind, and the way I deliver it with the rhymes, I find a different way to just be me each and every single time, so.
Do you think some of your piece is more testimonial? Any of
Oh, for sure, most definitely. Okay. I could play a few songs that'll be, you could say it's a testimony driven, or it could end up being a testimony.
Right.
So that's a way to look at it. Most definitely. I'm not ashamed to say I'm a believer, because at the end of the day, it's no way, like, if whether if you a deist, like a deity, believe that we all come from the same God. If you're a Buddhist, you believe that Buddha is God. I mean, look, I'll say that even Buddha knows he comes from God directly. So
hey, put a ding dong on that thing. What?
There you go.
Come on now.
So that's how I believe. I feel like certain things happen to get us to the point where we're here today. The story hasn't been directly told yet, but I feel like it's up to everybody in their own categorization to figure out their walk, their place within this life, off of I'll say having that connection with it's either gonna be themselves, because we were all created a certain way, or with the creator who guides you, and then basically you end up doing what you wanted to do anyway, because like I said, we were created a certain way. So
you 50, you 26, you 23, and y'all here. My question to the family, of course separately but together: are you living or are you existing?
I'm living,
all these years you put into this earth. Are you living or are you existing? And there is a difference. So somebody talk to me. What's up?
I'm definitely not living for the weekend. I live for every day.
Hey, oh man.
Okay, all right.
They'll
now.
come back and get you. Ain't got nothing to do with
But Monday is just as important as Saturday to me.
Come on now, man.
Every day.
Living or existing?
I feel like I'm doing a little bit of both. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Living or existing. I'm breathing. You know, that's a part of living or existing. And I'll say I'm living because I mean, even on days I feel like are bad, I look back and be like, it was some good that came out of, or maybe it wasn't even necessarily bad, but it was considered maybe a down day.
Yeah.
I can look back and find parts of good within a down day as opposed to a more up type day.
Okay, so what we doing? You living or existing?
Living every day.
Come on now.
I'm living every day. I don't regret nothing. I'm gonna keep it pushing for my little one and my family. So,
I like how you're built on legacy. We're not here to just occupy space. And if you feel that way, I honestly believe that God will find a way, or the universe, if you will find a way to remove you, because we're here. We all have a divine purpose, and I really hope everyone know what their purpose is in this room.
yeah.
So I'm just proud of you. But I like how you get down. You're very historical. You're very chronological. You want to talk about how you, because some people don't talk like that. They don't talk like that.
No.
Okay, you had a very chronological childhood, but I bet you didn't know that. You didn't know how you just bam, bam, bam. Like it just happened like that. Like that's some deep stuff. He woke up like this.
Right.
That's some deep stuff. So you have a lot to be proud of.
I have a lot
Like,
to be
for
thankful
real.
for sure.
Yeah.
True that. So have you thought about publishing a book yet?
I have, definitely, man. I did, like I said, I did some journaling, and I'm like, I've always been a good writer. Something I just like doing. And then when I started journaling during the pandemic, I started writing stories about my family, just little quick things. I was like, man, this is kind of wild. Like I would actually read an excerpt from the journal during this thing if we have time.
Of course, we're gonna have time. So, do you think you're a better fictional or non-fictional writer?
Non-fictional.
Non-fictional.
Yeah.
You want to tell the truth up in here.
Got
No imagery.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, could I write a book that's based on a true story but has some fictitious components to protect the innocent? Then
Yeah, I'm quite sure we all could lie a little bit.
I'm gonna say, 'cause some
Get
people
away
lie
with
like
it.
a rug.
You just ain't tell them the name because you don't want nobody coming back trying to sue you, or you ain't asked to use my name. Or,
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wrote some poetry. When my best gift is my words and time. It's not necessarily materialistic things. So when a person loses someone, of course I pray for them, and I say, do you mind if I say, a couple words, in poetic form? And what I do, I connect with the family to help me write that poem. So tell me about your mother or your grandmother or your loved one, and then I come up with something. And I'm working on a book myself. So what I did, I went back to all the people I wrote a grieving poem about, and I asked, hey, do you mind if? Because although they're my words, it's still a form of respect, and we definitely want to respect people when we do that. But you're right, girl, they'll sue you.
Oh yeah,
They
they'll
will
come for
sue you. That's why they be changing the name. Tony,
easily.
Michael, Bobby, Ricky.
Yeah, gotcha.
and with that being said, I probably shouldn't read that excerpt from the journal right now because I didn't change the names.
You ain't changing the name?
No, I didn't change.
You can't come up with a quick name real quick?
I really could.
See, now you got me curious. I want to hear it now.
Right.
That's the joint I heard.
How about I just leave the names out?
You can leave the names
Except
out.
for the ones who have passed away, I'm gonna say their names.
Sound like a plan. So well, then I guess we can go on and get into some of that journal now, and
Because I'm going to do my haiku
and come back
last,
and let you get a haiku in, and maybe we even let this young man give us a freestyle real quick. So
You want
yeah,
to
that's
freestyle
right. I'm gonna
first, or
put you on the
gonna pass
spot.
the mic to Dad. What you gonna do?
Look, we're here because of he brought us here, so I'll give him the floor first.
Shivers.
What would we rather hear, the journal or the chronological poem? 'Cause it's only
We're
time
we're
for one.
open. We got time.
Yeah, we got time.
Do it? Okay.
Yeah, we got time.
Well, let me do the poem first, and then that will give me a. You can
It's
go to
about
him.
your mood and your vibe. What you
Let's do it.
So the poem that V Queen was able to hear, was it last Sunday?
whatever third Sunday was.
Yeah.
Was that
It was
last Sunday?
It was last Sunday.
You know I ain't got no concept of time. Okay.
So I wrote this poem February of last year, and I call it The Spirit. So I've memorized most of it, but I'm going to keep it out just in case. The spirit of St. Louis blows through the green, broken bricks on glass and concrete. From the Eads to Laclede, this town can be mean. Ricochet from black powder spray, too many lives incomplete. A bloody island in the river division of 314 and 618, north or south of Delmar, might be heaven or Hell's Gate. In 1619, some of you blended your families with some of us. Brits, French, and Spaniards shackled black Africans in Newfoundland dark indigenous, deep beyond the gray matter of America's memory. Exists the red clay to shape us and we. Almost 2 centuries later, in 1803, a purchase was made from the flower of Louis. Shortly thereafter, Mississippian monuments constructed from earth fell victim to Missouri's southern desire and the North's buyer to erase rights from our birth. The Confederacy of a unionized city dreads to give us free. Think like Scott's determination. To compromise a land once promised with the right hand left blind. This generation whipped out a shape, picking swabs off the scabs and scars, ancestral trauma. The abolition of slavery led a civil war. History's reflection reveals smoke and drama. The heart of our nation and the belly of the beast. The confluence of currency and greed wastes intravenously. 33 towers at 11 stories each. God's children forced into laws foreign to the land. Why would Pruitt or Igo project and object a father teaching a boy to a man? Perhaps the NGA could shine a spotlight on the overall purpose of urban white flight. Is it the way that the free bird flaps its wings? Cut off one side, the crashing land brings. After so many attempts to crush the souls of our folk, it once again comes down to the lunacy in St. Louis. No joke. That was the first part to the spirit poem. The second part, I do actually need to read. I have not memorized it yet.
Let's do it.
Prayers in abundance, churches on all corners, black communities thriving, soon to become ghetto hoods of killers and cross mourners. The abatement of our faith, death by excavation of our work. Everything we built was either stolen, burned, or knocked to the dirt. The love of Mill Creek Valley robbed of 454 acres, the heart of the Central Corridor. 1917's East St. Louis, an inferno ignited, rumors spread by agent provocateurs. Our exchange of commerce encompassed with red lines of benign neglect. High and low-rise projects casting shadows, legacies lost, none could protect. Beta tests on constant variables, the unsuspecting people in public housing. Zinc cadmium sulfide, its occupants suffered, our government's dousing. Chemically altered in the state of misery, confusion, and despair. From the 1970s through the 90s, most units disappeared, foggy, misty air. This same time period records an influx of narcotics and weapons of war. A nationwide crisis, psychotic shadow authority tricks did Ali North. Now the streets are flooded with weed laced in white powder. Remember the ricochet? If gunpowder won't kill us all, perhaps this fentanyl will slay. Public housing did not quite do the trick. Now influx impaired public thought. a country of malignant desires equaling diseases, rusting the rot. Our mind is losing its sense of purpose, unable to sustain true wealth. Let's rewind our lives and examine its pits we chose, find facts of self. Drive-by shooters, whorish impulses popping zippers, twerking for minors, keep the hell out our living room. Can't clear our mind without purging the filth through grinders. This house needs bleach, but we only want a broom. Afraid to put down our vices, programmed deeply dependent below the cerebral cortex. Beyond the gray matter, into the white meat, now focus on what is next. If black men in this country cower in this moment, grandchildren of every hue will be forced into eternal bondage. Embrace the struggle God placed upon your shoulders. Give thanks and praise Him with paternal homage. Real women are waiting for us to stand up, honoring our charge and commanding the lead. It's our time, brothers and sisters, to increase our faith and work towards our coming needs.
Yes.
Have a whole conversation on that mug. We ain't got time. Cinco! What's up?
How we feeling? How we feeling?
What you got for us?
Look, I wish I had my notebook with me because I could share some poetry. That's kind of the vibe right now. But I could play a song, or could you play a beat that it wouldn't really cause too much frequent or static with the mics? I could
you got a beat on?
Yeah. What would I play it on so it wouldn't really mess with the mics? I could just find one on YouTube, really.
Go ahead and find
just-
one, or I can look you up right here.
Oh, that's like an aux. I got an iPhone.
So,
You got the.
Got one of those too. You ain't stopping no show, bro.
Casey, don't let these men show you up, Casey. What you got? Don't do that. Don't let them.
I ain't got nothing
got
on hand
nothing?
right now. I mean, I could tell you a testimony.
Give me a
do
testimony.
it.
Nick Nack anyway. Give me some.
Well, let's see. Let's go on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of them.
Come on, pick one.
this is the most recent,
Or the
April.
most impactful.
last April.
Oh,
That was-
April?
and was most impactful. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was. So, well, I mean, Leon should go first. Go ahead, let him
No,
say the
'cause
best
he-
for
he's gotta
last.
get
You
set
already-
up. He's got to get set up. Go ahead.
She's
Go ahead,
by
Casey.
all means.
Because it ain't no rap, it ain't no poem, it ain't nothing. It's,
It's
just
you.
a real life
It's you.
story.
That's what it is.
So, okay, what was that? April 29, right, Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
29?
29.
Yeah. So, I'm heading home, and I was about to get off on Adelaide.
I know what that's at.
Yeah, I don't like 70. If you know me, you know I don't like that highway.
Okay.
And, yeah, it just be too much going on. So, I was just going to take the streetways all the way back to the county.
Right.
I'm getting over. I'm in the last lane on the right side, finna get off on Adelaide. But I'm already, like, when that lane opened up, I was already on that side.
Right.
So before I could really get in that lane, somebody, bow, hit me from behind.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. And I lost control of the car. I had a 01 Nissan Maxima.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not like a sturdy car or nothing. But,
Sturdy.
so, yeah, they hit me, and I go into the, so, you know, Sam's Meat Market?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. So, I'm trying to give you a visual here.
Right.
So, they got the little flimsy gate on the side of the highways. It's
Lord.
like a ditch, like a hill and stuff right there.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm going on down. I'm like, oh. So, basically, the car flips over several
Oh, my
times,
God.
spent out,
Yeah.
and it started smoking on the inside. I couldn't see outside the car. So, I'm like, oh, no, not today, Satan. I'm not finna burn up.
Yeah.
You ain't finna take me with you. So, I took the road. I managed to get my door open. I
Right.
took the road. Right after I took the road, it spent out and smacked the pole right in front of Sam's. So,
Oh
I
my
mean-
God. Cash. And you were
Oh,
by
wow.
yourself, correct?
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
thank
Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if somebody else would have made it. And yeah, when I went to the hospital and I finally woke up or whatever, they told me, they was like, yeah, if you had hit that pole, you probably wouldn't be having this conversation with us right now. So I do have some warrior scars from it, and all on my, I'm supposed to get my scar removal next month. Actually, in April. It'll be a whole year in April, this coming April. So yeah,
I
Get
say,
that.
I say, why get it removed? You know what I mean?
Well, the arm one I'm not too worried about, but my legs.
Okay.
My legs.
Your legs.
Yeah, my legs.
Your
It
legs.
was yeah. The car did catch on fire and everything.
Right.
too, So
Did you say the weather? What did you say about the weather? Or you didn't speak on the
no,
weather?
it was the
Just a
weather
reg-
was fine.
It was just
it
crazy
was
drivers.
just- yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And yes, and they still want me to pay $900 for that gate.
The
I didn't
city
know that.
suing
Yes.
I didn't
They
know.
want me to pay $900 for that flimsy piece of crap. I'm just like, what? Like, come on now, the gate is done with. Like, the gate been done for years, and y'all gonna come for me.
you. Oh my
Like,
God.
Yeah,
They said they try to get you. They try to get you.
you paying them
They
nothing.
always on something.
No, that's a testimony, and
It is.
yeah.
And actually, what was that, a month later, maybe a few weeks later, he had me speak at church, and I had to tell my story there. But it was like, baby, I couldn't really, tell it all the way through. But now, I mean, I can speak about it. It's not, and then I hopped back in the car and drove behind the wheel. It's not like it traumatized me, but it was
Right.
definitely
Right.
something like, I'm supposed to be here, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you need to have some holy music. Now. You gonna give her that, really?
Damn, I'm trying to keep it.
Then you got the video?
The grocery store captured it.
Oh
Like
Lord.
when the moment of impact when it hit the pole, and then you see her emerge from a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, it was
Walking.
like a spirit. Like, it was
Emerge,
like you ain't even
ooh.
see me get out the car. And I'm so glad the car ain't run me over or something. Man, I
Yeah.
could have lost my grill. I could have lost it
Everything.
all.
Yeah. All,
My face
all
would have
of
been
it,
through
yeah.
it. But I only
Wow.
left, as far as my face, just, it was like a little scratch. Like a double little scratch. It was small.
So from there, you it's like you have a whole different outlook. You breathe different. You act different.
Oh,
you
yeah,
speak
for
different.
sure,
It's just
for
wow.
sure. Yeah.
Wow. Like you don't take it for granted.
I was already humble at first, but it
Right.
humbled me.
Humble.
And now you're humble.
humble times
Yeah.
3.
Humble.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a
Blink of an
testament.
eye.
All right. That's all right.
I'm
So,
glad nobody wasn't in the car with you.
Man,
got something for
that's what I said.
Yeah. Let me. I don't want to
done.
interrupt, but I
Okay,
guess-
now what we gonna do is y'all switch seats.
Okay.
Real quick.
Everybody got 2 phones in the family. What's going on now?
Well, I don't think about it.
And you can hook up to there and plug your music up.
All right. I'll play some original first, and then I'll end up doing freestyle.
Let me hear what you got.
All right, cool. Is it ready?
So you don't have it. Oh, he's ready, I guess. Okay.
You mind if I record you?
They don't know about this, how I'm not in the mix. You get the picture when you stay committed. Coming in first, I ain't know I was gifted. Look in the mirror, see shine start, and yeah, the good still come with consequences. It's bad if I still gotta get it. Say a few words, it's way deep. When you stay low key, they still gon' see it. This war versus good, and good versus evil. If I misunderstood, then you gotta go deep. I think we were spirits before we was peeping. This life get real, I don't know these people. I'm out the way and I'm handling business. My legacy depending on me just to get. So I'm steady thinking of everything that I'm risking. Just to get up and then be in a village. A blessing for real, this really a privilege. I hired myself, took a job with my business. CEO started YBV Nation. My topics be deep, so they be on your playlist. USB, you done set my computer. Focus right here that I'm using. Making a move just to get ahead like Medusa. I gotta be wise with my head that I'm using. I think it's incredible the words that I'm using. I told myself you don't know what you're doing. It took a little minute, I had to get moving. I know a new route, so I'ma pursue it. Yeah. If it got quiet, I was up to something. Everything that happened got a reaction. I was on Olive, only had a mattress. With a couple few dollars, 200 was a stash. Now I'm coming up, might sound like I brag. I had 3 bills like my name was Brad. Go to DC, be unique with the package. Do you feel me with the words that I'm rapping? Over the people who damaged the system. Some of the things in this life, it was written. Really, I think it's a mystery. Breaking down like a switch of sweet and start praying. Who would've thought that this came with some damage? What do you see when you look through the cameras? Instantly thinking I'm meant to do damage. I come from the loop, I don't do propaganda. The short, the truth, I don't do all the action. My chest like a test, cause it come with a message. Over their head, but attracting the masses. These voices in my head say I gotta go platinum. Create me a life and just make it attractive. I'm 25, finna make a new chapter. Back in the day, want nothing to do with the rapping, really. Hop on the track and I'm speaking the fast. Isis and water, I'ma keep me a glass. Who'da thought that even come with a hassle? Mary Jane, my favorite plan. If I'm stuck in my ways, I still elevate them. Sometimes I be thinking like, how can you hate them? A boy to a man with a route to the papers. Learned about bonds, but I ain't have a savings. I felt like my name was Bond, but I'm not James.
You know who you sound like?
Who I sound like?
You sound like yourself.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I try to keep it original, you know. But that's a song I call James Bond. So I'm gonna get on YouTube now and see if I can find a beat I can find some rhythm to. You know,
Get back up and go back in.
Well,
I'm
I'm gonna say this though.
What's up?
In that piece that I heard, like seriously, I heard you speak about duality. I heard you speak about self-talk. I mean, I kind of grasp things quickly, so forgive me.
Yeah.
But I just heard more of a testimony piece in there.
Yeah,
You know, so why did you call it that title though?
James Bond.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it's really the last line. It's here I could play it back, but it said I felt like I was studying bonds. Like I felt like that kind of came with entrepreneurship when I started learning about different things. So I'll just play back the last 15 seconds.
Okay, I guess I'm getting up
I
again.
didn't know.
Why you doing it to that
You better hold it up to the mic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You all familiar with 007?
Yo, yeah.
Okay.
Change my favorite planet. I'm stuck in my ways. I'm still elevating. Sometimes I be thinking like, how can you hate him? A boy to a man with a route to the papers. Learned about bonds, but I ain't have a savings. I felt like my name was Bond, but I'm not James.
You know, that's why I called it James Bond.
For the last line?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then like the beat made me think of like some ballroom, like I don't know, like I feel like if I shot the video for this,
Like you gonna wear a
like you gonna
tuxedo.
do it.
you know, yeah, I'm gonna be in a
Hopping
straight
on a
black and white
black
tux.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
got that
saying?
little
Like,
towel on.
yeah, cause just when I made,
Cinco.
yeah, you
I
know.
like that.
So I feel like just being real, everybody that had a day they was broke. Like I said in the same song, I had 3 bills. Like my name was Brad from St. Louis, Brad Bill, number 3 on the Wizards. Like I remember the time it was $3 in my bank account, or savings account, whatever you want to call it. And like boy to a man with a route to the paper. What I said, I was learning about bonds, but I ain't have a savings. You know what I'm saying? And then I was learning about bonds, like it's all different kinds of bonds on.
Good play on words. Good play on words.
Yeah. That's all I be doing.
All
Or that's
that
like that. And then I said I felt like my name was Bond from studying them bonds and not even having a savings. You know, like it just got to. It just got. None of that.
I
Like
just figured.
yeah, felt like my name was Bond, but I'm not James. So that's it. And like the whole video, like, or if I you know, a video of that, I'm in a black and white tux. It's like it's
You got the visual, baby.
oh man, look, I had to. That's a whole nother topic. But let me see if I can find this beat. Or
Yeah, we down to the last 5 minutes. You
Oh,
got
man.
a haiku to do,
Yeah,
and
got a haiku and a
Yeah,
the social media and stuff.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
got you.
man.
We gonna get you right.
About
But
34 seconds.
this is called a haiku, and I really like to honor our guests who bless our spots at the end of the day. Hell, I wrote so many haikus for our guests. I think I should have just a haiku book. I mean,
You
I
should.
do have one. I do have one. It's just a collaboration, but I'm gonna do one for myself. So when we do haikus, legacy maker, pillar in community, Leon the builder. Legacy maker, pillar in the community, Leon the builder.
all righty.
Making a difference. Reach one, teach one through his words. STL, self-made. Making a difference. Reach one, teach one through his words. STL, self-made. You have no idea what lies and what stands before you.
right.
And I am so proud of you. I cannot say that to a lot of people. A lot of people out here playing out here, but you actually showmanship. And for them to regurgitate what you've been trying to teach them for so long, and they still got a lot to learn, as do you. You should stand up here as a proud father, because this is insane what I'm seeing right here.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Mr. Leon,
Yes, ma'am.
how can we find you, brother?
Leon O'Hara. It's
Leon.
LeoNOHARA. That's the Instagram. If you go on Facebook, make sure you put in the IV for the 4th. Otherwise, you'll be on Cinco's page, and that's fine too. But you know, his just says Leon O'Hara.
Say that's fine too.
Yeah, that's fine too. You can get him.
How can we find y'all? Y'all dope.
I'm on Instagram at.
Starting this way.
Oh yeah. I'm on Instagram at YBV. That's Young Black Visionary .CINCO. That's for Leon the Fifth Cinco, and I'm also on there at YBV.Nation, and on Facebook at Leon O'Hara, as he said, and then on Twitter at No Second Guesses. So those are my handles. Send a message on Insta. That's probably the easiest way. YBV.Cinco. On Facebook, yeah, it's an apostrophe in O'Hara. O''Hara.
Well, I'm just gonna sign you on as that, and then you tell me the rest of the stuff, cause I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Which one? Is she right here?
That's my face. The second one. That's
The second one.
Yep. That's That's in my face. That's my profile picture.
Okay, you gonna do the young lady now?
What am I doing? Oh, Miss Casey. Miss Casey. Miss Casey. Miss Casey.
AKA known as Cash. Okay, but mine is One Cashino is number 1 KASHINO, and my Facebook is KC O'Hara, KACI O'Hara. And then I also have a YouTube, and it's Cashino TV. So it's KASHINO space TV.
Okay, which one? Which one are you? You live
The
in
one at the
Atlanta?
top.
You live in Atlanta?
I used to.
Oh,
Never
no.
changed it.
No, we ain't gonna talk about Atlanta.
Definitely don't need to talk about it.
Oh,
So,
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Cassius,
Yes, sir.
definitely want to get you by the spot, though, man.
That'll work.
We have events there. We do, like, different people come and do events at the space. But there's, man, a lot of cool foods, and the vibe is amazing.
That sounds like a plan. I'll just, before you get out of here, we make sure we swap information. I need to get your information, because if you got enough tracks, I do a show every first and third Saturday called The Showcase. And it's underground music, so
I'm interested.
yeah.
Make
You
sure I
to
get the
come
details
in
for
and play your music. You'll sit right here and just play your music in any order, and I'll interview you. And then at the end, you'll get up there on the stage and give us an encore. So
I got
I'll let
I got
you know.
music too. I got,
Oh yeah, I
I
got
got
you.
me.
I got you covered too.
I ain't got no
Yep.
music.
I'm gonna bring you down. Yes, we do. We do a lot here at the podcast studio. Trust me, we do a lot here.
Book hours. Like people can book hours with you.
It depends on what it is you're trying to do.
Oh, okay.
You know, we could talk about it. Depends on what you kind of do. We do podcasts. We got a recording studio in the back, so it depends on what it is that you want to do.
Shout
All
out
right.
to our studio audience, y'all. Come
Yeah,
on now.
yeah,
Come on.
We sure appreciate you coming in.
Coming in from outside the rain, boy.
I'm gonna put that on you, honey. You can take us out of here real quick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up our March edition of the Haiku Hour. And once again, I just want to thank you guys for showing up and showing out. So until next time, y'all, I'm V Queen. That's Cash Mo in there. And we out.
Let me proceed.